Every Sunday morning, the small village of Willowbend came alive with the chatter of markets and the rhythm of old traditions. At the heart of the village stood a modest wooden house with a porch adorned by flowering vines. It belonged to Grandma Edna, a woman whose presence was as comforting as the scent of freshly baked bread. Grandma Edna was known for two things: her uncanny ability to knit anything and her treasure trove of stories. Her knitting needles clicked in harmony with the tales she told, and every stitch seemed to weave a fragment of history. One particular Sunday, a group of children gathered on her porch. It had rained earlier, and the air smelled of damp earth. They had heard whispers about the scarf that found its way home, one of Grandma Edna's most cherished stories. She smiled as she set down her knitting, the scarf in her lap long and intricate, woven with swirls of blue and gray.
Ah, the scarf.
She began.
It all started when I was your age. Winter had just settled in, and the snow fell like powdered sugar on everything. My mother had made a scarf for me, thick, warm, and as blue as the twilight sky.
She paused, her eyes twinkling.
But one day, on my way home from the market, the scarf slipped off my shoulders and was lost in the wind. I searched and searched, but it was gone.
The children gasped.
What happened next?
One of them asked. Well, said Grandma Edna, her fingers resuming their steady rhythm with the needles.
That winter was the coldest I'd ever known. I missed that scarf terribly. Then, one frosty morning, a stranger came to our door, a man with kind eyes and tattered gloves. He carried a bundle in his arms and, to my surprise, held out my scarf.
The children leaned in closer, captivated.
How did he find it?
They chorused. He said he'd found it caught in the branches of a tree deep in the woods. He had been walking for days, lost and hungry. The scarf, he claimed, gave him hope. He wrapped it around himself and followed the river until he stumbled upon our village. When he saw me, he recognized the scarf as mine. Grandma Edna chuckled softly.
We gave him food and shelter, and when he was ready to leave, my mother knitted him a scarf of his own. It was her way of saying thank you, for not just returning the scarf, but for teaching us that kindness has a way of finding its way back.
She held up the scarf she'd been knitting. This is a new one for my granddaughter, but every stitch reminds me of that winter and the stranger who became a friend. The children clapped, their eyes wide with wonder. For them, the story wasn't just about a scarf, it was about the magic of kindness, woven into the fabric of life.